All right. Damn, looks like we are good finally. What is up, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Lincoln Clay, and we're back for a live stream of GT7, taking another crack at Daily Race C at Daytona. Oh boy, apologies about the bad start to this stream. I thought I'd be smart and try to stream this in 4K, and I took a quick look on my phone and the stream looked like dog water, so I had to shut it down and change the resolution back to 1080p. And so I thought I was ready to go, and then just as I was about to click the change the scene to what it is now, my wireless mouse goes dead, so I got to change the battery. And then in the process of getting to the batteries, you know, I'm trying to make my way through this rat's nest worth of wires. and I tripped on a wire and caused my PSVR headset to fall on the ground. I did this once, and it's got a, let's see here, it's got a like a hairline crack in the front from it falling off this rig and catching a sharp corner. So, moral of the story is do not wait until the last like 10-15 minutes to start putting your stream together. Go through your checklist like at least like a half hour, 45 minutes early. So I thought I had everything in place, but wasn't. So I don't think news-wise, I don't think there's a lot to talk about as far as GT7. I mean, being that there's not a lot of racing games in VR, like, well, until this Exocart comes out, yeah, there's not really much as far as racing games in VR. I think there is some city driving racing or whatever the case may be. Basically, it was a mobile phone game brought to the PSVR 2. Looks like shovelware, so I don't really consider that. So at the moment, I consider GT7 to be the only racing game in VR on PSVR 2. So whenever I jump on here and I want to talk about racing games in VR, there's not a lot to talk about relative to GT7 and PSVR. So we did have a recent update to change the physics. I really didn't pay it any mind because I seen it coming a mile away. When they did a physics update a couple of months ago, I had already said that as soon as people start complaining about it, they're going to change the physics back to that casual shit. So I've seen that coming a mile away. It is what it is. And then we got 3 new cars, which I'm not interested in the least. We got I think a Toyota minivan. We've got the street version or production version of the Nissan GT3R or the GTR. And we got some other car, but I wasn't interested in any of it because if it's not a race car, I'm not really interested in it. And yeah, that's about that on that. So yeah, I think we got when did they say it's gonna come out? Exocart. That's coming out pretty soon. Looks like a dune buggy racer in VR, and I'm just glad to see another racing game come to PSVR 2 because I was questioning whether PSVR 2 and PS5 was strong enough to run some of the other sims. I think ACC, no, it's not strong enough to run ACC, but I do think it's strong enough to run some other sims. And this Exocart game that's coming up definitely looks okay. And the other thing that worried me about why there probably wasn't any other racing games on PSVR 2 is because Sony probably told all the other publishers do not add VR mode, because then GT7 would be the one-stop shop for your racing, and it would pull everybody into GT7. And the more people that's on GT7, the more you can monetize the game through these ridiculous microtransactions. So that being said, yeah, it'd be good to get some more racing games on PSVR 2. I think somebody in the comments of one of my previous streams mentioned something about PSVR 2, and I had pretty much said it, that if PSVR 2 had more racing games, I would use it more. So the upcoming Exocart is a welcome addition. So I'm hoping by this time next year, assuming EA hasn't lost the Formula 1 license, I'm hoping we'll see F1 25 on PSVR 2. That would be nice. I would like to think that at some point, whenever a set of course EVO comes to PS5, I'm hoping that'll get VR support too. It goes into early access on PC January 16th, and they're saying that the VR will be ready day one. They are developing this game with their own in-house engine, so it could possibly be the best looking game in VR, depending on how well it's optimized. and I would like to think that they'll bring that same stuff over to PSVR 2. So when it said, of course, that EVO does make its way over to PS5, I don't know. There might be a new king on PS5 in terms of visuals. PS5 and Series X, but I definitely hope it gets VR support. So, all right, I think I've rambled on long enough. Let's go into the world map Hooch Gidget and get registered for a race. Garage, and let's put these mediums on here. And let's get registered. What is my fastest lap? 147, and I think I was watching, I was watching Key 25 and Tichney this morning, and I think they were turning in, I think they might have been turning in 141s and 142s. Those guys are fast. And and there was some entertainment this morning when I was watching those streams. Key and Tidge was in a race together, and Kimi Vellicini was in there, the most notorious, dirtiest racer probably in Gran Turismo history. And he was zeroed in on Key. He took Key out. So, and Key did not disappoint with his meltdown. He wasn't as loud as he's been in the past, but yeah, he was definitely furious. So, so that was a little entertainment there. So how long do we got before a race starts? I think we might have 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. And make sure speech chat is good to go. Yep. Speech chat is good to go. Should have brought my phone out. Make sure voice and everything is good to go too. Gaming PC output. So we'll turn that down. Desktop audio is good to go. All right. So I'll wait a second or so, and then I'll jump in and get a warm-up lap in. That'll probably give me enough time to get about 2 laps in, the out lap and then 1 hard lap. Oh, lastly, before we jump into jump into VR and get a few laps in the description of this, in the description of this stream, I put a link to RL9010. Check him out. He streams GT7 as well. He still might be live right now. He streams on PSVR 2. He's got a pretty nice setup. He's got the same V3 pedals as I have. He's got the same wheelbase. It could be a DD2. I have the Podium DD1, which is 20 Newton meters. He could possibly have the DD2, which is 25 Newton meters. He's got the hand shifter, and he's got the BMW wheel. And I think through Fanatec, I think that wheel was $1,800 if I'm not mistaken, because that's the actual wheel that the drivers were using. That was crazy. The Fanatec made that kind of wheel. It was the type of wheel that you could use in the actual race car, and use the quick release and pull it from the car, and then clamp it right onto your wheelbase, and then start playing video games with it. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, he had that wheel too. Yeah, I think he had 4 cameras, one on him, one on the steering wheel, 1 pedal cam, and 1 cam on his H pattern shifter, and overlays and all that good stuff. So he had a really nice setup. So go and check him out. He's a different type of driver than I am. I would say that he's a little more aggressive. So there's a higher risk versus reward. If he succeeds, the reward will be greater, but if he fails, the consequences will be greater as well. So definitely go check him out. So I think we can go ahead and hop into the VR and get a warm-up lap in, because being that I'm going to be dealing with dirty drivers, probably not a good idea to wait until we get actually in combat to try to get my warm-up laps in. Let's do it now. All right, let's get a little more volume. Get the old gloves on. I am definitely curious to see how this game is going to look on PS5 Pro. So we can't do anything about, you know, the upscaling, as well as the pisser, as it is affectionately called. But we can't do anything about the artificial frames being inserted in between the real frames. So I'm definitely curious to see how much reprojection there will be, if any. Damn it. Oof. Yeah, we got to get this together. Ah. Boy, this is going to be rough. This first race is going to be rough. Come here just to disrespect. No meta. All right. Whatever that means. I don't know if that means he's going to do something dirty. I think for this first race, I think I'm going to move the bias towards the front.
Team Maker 85. Thanks for following.
Thank you so much for the follow. Let's go. Idiot. Oof. Nice job. Now I'm in last place. You know what? Maybe I should take this opportunity to go into the pits. gave me a bump draft, and I ended up getting a penalty from it. I'm not mad at him. He was just trying to give me a bump. Oh shit.
Said. Hello, waving headlights video.
Hey, how you doing? doing pretty good. Good to hear you're doing good. I think I'm gonna try a different car next race. I haven't driven an NSX in a while, so I think I'll give that a shot. Maybe even a Ford GT. I haven't driven that in quite a while either. I've never seen anybody use that car. I mean, just like the GT7 straight disrespected that car. All they did was just throw it on and that's it. I don't think they gave the car any kind of specs. As bad as the race as that was,
said, which car are you driving, thinking face?
Right now I'm driving the McLaren 650S. But I got about the cars that I prefer to drive on this game is, you know, the McLaren and the Honda NSX, the Porsche 911 RSR, and let me see, McLaren, Porsche, Honda NSX. I think it's mainly those three cars. Once in a great while, I might monkey around and drive the Corvette, but that thing is hard to handle. Oh, well, let's do a lap with the Ford GT first.
Cool diff. Said. Oh, astonished face.
Yeah, let's try the Ford GT first. This thing feels weird. on other sims, the Ford GT is one of my favorite cars. But I think with this game, they didn't really give the Ford GT any love. The first time I tried this car, when the game first came out, it felt a little understeery, but I guess like if you trail brake, it seems to be all right. I'll do one more lap with this, and then I'll try the NSX and make a final decision. Thanks again. How about that? Yeah, he's gonna get me this time. But after this lap, I'm gonna go officially register. This car feels like it's got better brakes than the McLaren. So, it might allow me to hit the brakes, at least in a straight line. I might be able to hold off for like 1 split second. Ooh. 147.3. So, I'm still 2/10 slower than my fastest lap. I missed the entry period. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, well, I might as well go ahead and try the NSX now. $147.1, that's what we're looking to beat. Well, with this car, I'm a little bit closer to the hood, so it doesn't look so long. That Ford GT had a long front end.
Thinking base.
I think I'm going to do 2 more races. So I think I'll try both the NSX and the Ford GT.
Slightly smiling face.
Yeah, I'll give both a try. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, USA. They're gonna get me right here.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Same to you, thank you. Give it one more lap. Got to. Damn it, that ghost was in my way. Jeez, I turned in the same lap that I did with that Ford GT. Let's try a different car. See what happens with the Porsche. right, let's see what we got.
Ricardo said, that ghost blocks vision.
It does. How's it going? Ooh! Might as well start that over.
Glory 0209 said, I am okay, man. Just cannot find time to race, which sucks.
I know how that goes. I make time because, you know, I work in a factory, standing on my feet all day. I come home tired, dusty, and I take naps longer than I want to, so I have to make myself get up and play, because that would like really bother me. I get out of work, eat, and then sleep my whole night away and didn't do anything to unwind. So as far as what happened to Le Mans, that is really, let me go back to the Ford GT. That's really unfortunate. I mean, it's not a death sentence yet, but they laid off 24 people, and they are open to selling the company as well as the IPs, or they are also open to a merger. Now, if they do a merger with another company, because I guess there are interested parties, I guess there's people that's interested in them. What I don't want is somebody like iRacing coming in and buying them.
0209 said, same man. Work, children, and then whatever energy is left, watch TV and make myself to play something.
Yeah, you gotta unwind, man. So again, with the Le Mans Ultimate situation, I don't want somebody like iRacing to come in, because the only thing they're going to do is they're going to keep that license, and they'll probably keep the assets, and then they'll kill off the game, and then they'll put all those assets and the license into iRacing. If Motorsports Game is going to partner up with somebody, merge with somebody, I hope they partner up with somebody who doesn't already have a sim racing title, because if they do, that entity is going to want to absorb Le Mans Ultimate into their IP. So I want Le Mans Ultimate to remain Le Mans Ultimate. I don't want Le Mans Ultimate to be part of iRacing.
0209 said, no place in hell, Manny Racing, no.
So yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. And then the other thing is, although they're up for sale,
Tony said, hey,
how's it going?
What's your favorite sim out there?
Hey, how's it going?
I think LMU is really nice in VR.
Right
now,
Le Mans Ultimate is my favorite sim. The fact of the matter is, GT7, at times it can be good, at times it can be very frustrating from all the dirty driving. Sometimes this game infuriates me, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Ford GT. I'll do it this race. This game had me so furious about 6 months ago I quit. And all the the GT7 channels that I was sub to, I unsubbed from them. That's how mad I was. But in the same breath, I've been streaming since I think December 2017. And when I first got into VR, Drive Club VR was the first sim racing game that I played in VR, and it was mind-blowing. It was one of the most exhilarating feelings I had in my life, followed by one of the worst when I got motion sick. You know, I eventually got my VR legs under me, as they say. And then when GT Sport came around, it did not have multiplayer, unlike Drive Club. Drive Club had multiplayer, but it was blurry as shit. GT7 wasn't as blurry, but there was no multiplayer. It was only time trials in VR. But people stuck with me through that. People watched me do like 2 hours of just time trials in VR. And you know, and a lot of those people are still sub to this day. So I owe it to them to add GT7 as part of my lineup. So the only caveat is being that there's a lot of dirty drivers on GT7, a lot of times I don't walk in here with the intentions of winning a race. I just walk in here with the intentions of doing the best I can and try to make it entertaining. Because you're definitely going to deal with dirty drivers, idiots. I mean, the last race...
Hey man, said, yo, good to see you, Lincoln.
Hey man, how's it going? So yeah, I walk in here not taking it seriously, because if I was to take this game seriously, I would have lost my mind by now from all the dirty wrecks. I mean, because there was a point when I was working my ass off and I got to an A rating, and I didn't stay there long because I had a couple of bad races and then ran into a couple of dirty people, and then knocked me down to the B class, and then my rank had fell all the way down to the C class before I started working my way back up again, because I had ran into that many dirty people. The penalty system and the ranking system in this game is horrible. You know, you get knocked off the track and sometimes you get hit with the penalty and it affects your ranking system. Games like as far as your ranking system goes, you know, Le Mans Ultimate, ACC, I think iRacing, those kind of games, it affects your driving rank if you make contact with other cars. So if you want to work your way up the ladder and take on the upper echelon of sim racing, you got to get that driver rating up, or whatever the case may be. But it's hard to get that driver rating up when dirty drivers are knocking you off the road, and it doesn't compensate for that.
I've been on GT7 today for hours, man. I did real good in Manny Cup, came in 4th. Daily C is just a lost cause due to dirty drivers. LOL.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's get back out here and do a lap. Man, that hood looks long.
I have been racing in the B class and they seem worse than the C class.
The B class drivers are the dirtiest. And I'll explain why in a second. Shit! Damn, that did not go well. Okay. So the reason why the B class is the dirtiest class is because these guys are desperate to get to the A class so they can try to call themselves racing against the best drivers in GT7, but they're doing it dirty. These guys are desperate to get to the A class. They are desperate to finish races as high as possible, or desperate to win. So what makes these guys so dangerous, the B class, is that they know how to drive and they know exactly how to take you out when they want to get dirty. They know exactly how to bump you off the track. And so they have the skill to take you out, they have the skill to drive good, and they have the desperation to want to get to the A class. Those three variables makes the B class the most dirtiest class on this game. The C class, they're dirty, but they don't know how to drive that good. The D class is a combination of dirty drivers and guys who just don't know how to drive.
Said. Yes, I agree.
So yeah, the A class, the D class, they simply don't know how to drive. PSVR 2. If PSVR 2 had pancake lenses, the clarity wouldn't be an issue. There wouldn't be a sweet spot. For what?
I just can't use the regular one. I thought it was a gimmick, but it's really good.
Okay. I gotta get better at that bus stop.
The screen door effect and the blurry distance just wears my eyes out after a while.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. That's why I like PC and a headset with pancake lenses. There you go. The reprojection, that's the big hold up with me getting a PS5 Pro. After, you know, if a couple of people say, yeah, the reprojection is still there, I'm not getting a Pro. If they say the reprojection is gone, then yeah, I might get the Pro. Because I would be furious to be one of the first guys to get that PS5 Pro, and then I jump in here and it's the reprojection still looks as bad as the PS5. Damn, I'm dead last.
Hey man. Said. At Glory Glory, thank you, I put that in my Amazon cart.
Somebody using the Corvette.
You will like it.
Yep, these guys are taking each other out already. Damn, maybe this Ford got a little bit of pickup. This dude's probably gonna ram me, that catch-up guy. Look at that. Really, dude? Dude tried to take me out. Dude blatantly ran into me. And that's why I said I can't take this game serious. I mean, dude, you in 8th place. Is it that serious? There's always at least one.
How is the AI racing on limits ultimate?
It's I'll explain it after this race. Or I guess to put it into simple terms, the first lap is the hardest part to get past because for whatever reason, it usually seems to be a one.
GT7 is too sweaty.
If you're talking about intensity, I find other games to be more intense. racing. The speech chat said it weird. It said it racing.
Carlos Sangalan, sees Angalan. Said, shame about Elvin.
It's not over yet. It's not up for sale yet. They're open to the idea of being sold or merging with someone. So it's not doom and gloom yet. I don't like hearing that news, but it's not doom and gloom yet. I love it. Le Mans Ultimate is my favorite sim. Yeah, iRacing, I tried it before, like, I think back in like 2019, when I was wearing the Oculus Rift S. It looked old, but it ran good. But now that iRacing has kind of been revamped with the graphics and weather system and stuff like that, I'm definitely curious, but I don't want to pay for that subscription every month. I think the subscription is like $10 or $15, but I do not like the thought of if something happens where I lose my job or I don't have any kind of money coming in, one of the first things that I'm gonna have to do is cancel that subscription. And the content is quite expensive too. If something happens with Le Mans Ultimate where the game is killed off, then I may have to reconsider iRacing.
Glory0209 said, "Racing looks and feel ancient. More ancient THA. Race room and then waiting every time for a race or practice. I could not get under it. I want to get on a room race like ACC, not wait 30 minutes. Glory0209 said, and content is so expensive after subscription.
Yeah.
Glory0209 said, and there is dirty driving as well when you're trying to climb the ladder.
Yeah, see, I like iRacing. I had like a...
said, well, we can always put our hope in AC Evo.
I think AC Evo is going to be more of a game. I think it's going to be a combination of ACC, GT7, and Midnight Club. It's supposed to be like an open world racing game, and a lot of the shit that they've been showing us has been like street cars and not racing cars. So they admitted it that when they first came up with the first Assetto Corsa, the reason for that game was to give PC players their own version of GT7 because there wasn't one at the time. So there's a part of me that feels like Assetto Corsa EVO is probably going to be one of those games that's going to be focusing on how good the car looks and, you know, showing off your car at all these different scapes and stuff. So I want a pure racing game. I don't want a midnight type club where I'm gathering around in parking lots and showing off my car and shit like that. I want to race. So I would have to say that if Le Mans Ultimate were to get killed off, Automobilista 2 would probably take over as my favorite sim. It is. Automobilista 2 is the best looking game in VR. I'm just not a big fan of the physics. Come on, dude!
0209. Yeah, it's very good in VR, but the physics of that game sucks.
Yep.
Beat that. I have to tune the wheel with some XML file and all.
Without question.
I got to run VR better on it now.
Yeah, I gave up ACC though because it's got too many idiots on there. You got too many dive-bombing idiots. When I used to do the LFM races, these guys would dive bomb and take you out, and then they would send you that message, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I missed my breaking point, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Well, at least he wasn't dirty.
I enjoy playing offline as well as online if the AI is good.
True.
In fact, I'd almost rather race against good AI. Glory0209 said, yeah, I'm on. And what you said ACC I think will be good. We should have it soon, but no release date still.
Well, we do got a date for the early access on PC. January 16th. January 16th. It goes into early access on PC and then come to console later. Raise my position. 9 of them. Holy smokes. Okay, this time.
Glory0209 said, yeah, I'm on. It will be.
I gotta take this headset off because it is starting to pinch my forehead a little bit. Okay, hold on a second, folks. Okay. So about the SATA Corsair EVO thing, let me turn this down a little bit. I think the situation with a SATA Corsair EVO, you're gonna have the same situation that we got Le Mans Ultimate. I thought Le Mans Ultimate got some unfair heat. The game launched in early access, and people felt like they shouldn't be charging us any money for an early access game. Well, then when the game got its first DLC, people felt like you shouldn't be charging DLC for a game that's, you know, in early access. I went to Steam.
Glory0209 said, "Man, as I said, not having time." Amen. Said, "I have my wife signed off on getting a new PC and PMax Crystal Light, so just basking in that until I go ahead and dive into the PC world. Should be by end of year I'll be set up." Glory0209 said, "So I did not, new date is out."
Yeah, I mean, the SATA Corsair EVO was supposed to start. It was supposed to release in early access. People were talking about like it was like a September target date.
Said, "But what I don't like, they recently were promising updates on the last video after this and now selling it off."
Well, they laid off 24 people. They kept key people. They're still open to a merger, you know, as well as selling the game. So it's like, as I was saying earlier, it's not all doom and gloom.
Glory0209 said, "PC 4090 and headset is the way to go. Nothing else comes closer."
That's exactly right, Glory. So amen. PC, you know, I say this so many times, you know, it's repetitive, but yeah, I've got 4 PCs, and my strongest PC is a 4090, and then my headset, I've got a bunch of headsets around here, but the one I use is this MetaQuest Pro. I've got 2 of them, you know, one in the other room that my son uses when he's over here. I've got a Quest 3, I got this PSVR 2, got a Quest 2, a HP Reverb G2. You know, I had a couple other headsets. I had another Quest 2, but I gave it to a guy that I work with, and I actually had a second Quest 3. My son asked me if he could borrow it, but over time I just told him he could have it. And I ended up buying a second Quest 3. So, yeah. And then the Quest 3S is coming out November 7th. So, my question to you, A-Man, is
Amen. Said, "I can't swing the 4090, but I can swing a 4080 Super."
Hold on, you just might be able to swing the 4090. Here's why. The 5090.
Glory0209 said, "Yeah, 4080 will do 100%.
Now look, Amen. By the time the end of the year comes around, we should have information about the 5080 and the 5090. I'm not saying buy those. What I'm saying is that YouTubers that's like got sources and stuff, they are speculating that when the 5080 and 5090 comes out.
Glory0209 said, "I think prices will drop."
That's where I'm going with that, Corey. That when the 5080 and the 5090 comes out, they are speculating that Nvidia is going to discontinue the 4090. And I guess the 5080 is slightly more powerful than the 4090, or outperforms it by like 10% or something like that, what people are saying. That being said, there is no way you're going to sell a 4090 on the secondhand market for like $1,300 bucks, whatever, when you can go buy a 5080 for $1,000 that outperforms the 4090. That being said, they are speculating that once the 5090 comes out and the 4090 is discontinued, that people are going to be selling their 4090s on eBay for maybe $800 or $900. So what I'm saying is, for the price, if you once the 5090 comes out, for the price of a 4080 brand new, you might be able to get a 4090 secondhand, and it's a huge difference because the 4080, I believe, has 16 gigs of VRAM, whereas the 4090 has 24 gigs of VRAM. The 5090 is rumored to have 32 gigs of VRAM, which is going to make it significantly more powerful than the 4090. So people are going to be unloading their 4090s to get a 5090. So just saying that by the time you're ready to get that 4080, before you run out and get it, if you're willing to buy something secondhand, check eBay and see what things are looking like. You know, so like I said, you might get lucky and be able to land a 4090 for $900 or $800. Or hell, you might be able to catch a 4080 for even cheaper than that, because once the 5000 cards come out, everything beneath it, the prices are gonna drop on it. I mean, like, shit, by this time next year, the 3080s, like when summertime comes out, shit, you might be able to get a 3080 for $250, $300. I've seen, like, you know, I've seen the 3080 go for around $300, and I've seen the 3080 Ti go for anywhere between $400 and $600. And I think that's because we're getting closer to winter, you know, when and nobody's going to be out and the prices are going to go back up. But when summertime comes around and nobody's staying home and they're getting out and doing things and stuff like that, not playing video games, that's when the prices are going to drop. So, so yeah, before you go off and get that 4080, just check the secondhand market, see what's out there. All right, let's get this headset on. Let's get this show on the road.
A-man said, I think you're talking about getting just the GPU, but I have to get the whole thing first.
Yeah, but the
I can buy the 4090 next year and just upgrade the GPU.
You could, but the point I'm trying to make is that depending on when you get it and when you're willing, you know, unless you plan on buying, I guess I'm saying this from the standpoint that I'm guessing I was thinking that you were going to build the PC, so I was just saying that that's one part where you could probably save some money if you're willing to wait a little bit and get something secondhand. But if you're planning on buying a pre-built PC, then that's a totally different story. Because I built every one of my PCs.
Build it? I will be lucky to operate it, man. Glory0209 said, I was with 3060 Ti for long before I upgrade to 4090 per year.
Oh, that's quite a jump.
Make the system first.
True to form, these guys bulldozed their way into the corner. Yeah, they slipped underneath me and pushed me wide. This is going to be a wreck. Look at all those cars up there.
I sold PSVR 2 first week of release.
Really, dude? These dudes is just unbelievably dirty. Yeah, that guy right in front of me is dirty. Yeah, both of them got penalties. I'm fed up with this dude. I'm on the verge of getting knocked back down to the C class. This is why I had quit GT7 about 6 months ago, vowing to never return. That's...
Ahmad said, "Yep, I went through this earlier, Lincoln."
It's just uncalled for. I don't blame them. I blame Polyphony Digital. Their driving rating system, and especially their penalty system and their physics, encourage the dirty racing. Take a game like, surprisingly, Automobile Lister 2 is a game where I've played and it doesn't seem to be that much dirty racing going on, but the physics, the tire wear model, and the damage model pretty much puts people on their best behavior. Because if you've got the damage turned on with Automobile Lister 2 and you smack that wall, you hit that wall hard, your car is destroyed, your race is over. If you miss your brake marker and you slam on the brakes and you lock up the wheels, you will burn a flat spot onto your tires, and your steering wheel will shake pretty bad. Your lap times will go to shit because you won't be as fast. If you cut across the track and you gain a position from it, the penalty system of Automobile Lister 2 and Le Mans Ultimate, for that matter, will tell you that it was an illegal overtake and you must give the position back, and a countdown will start. And if you don't give the position back and say, like, maybe within 20 seconds, you will get a drive-through penalty, or I think, or you might even be outright disqualified. I think you might get a penalty first, and if you don't serve the penalty within 3 laps, you'll get disqualified. In the case of GT7, there's no real threat of you damaging the cars because the cars bumping into each other and stuff like that. There's no damage. If you go off the track and you hit the wall, you will take on damage, but the car will reset itself after 5 seconds. The tire model is just normal wear and tear. If you slam on the brakes and you lock up the wheels, there's no flat spot. Flat spot is part of real life racing. And if you're trying to set a good lap time, or you're in a battle with somebody, the last thing you want to do is lock up your wheels. On games like Le Mans Ultimate, especially where you're doing these endurance races, entire wear is an important piece of the game. People in Le Mans Ultimate, they fear locking up their wheels more than going off the track. A lot of the people that play Le Mans Ultimate, they're really good. There's not near as many people as say ACC or even iRacing, but a lot of the people that play Le Mans Ultimate are good. They know how to keep the car on the track. They know how to race clean.
Amen.
So their biggest fear...
This is why I'm getting the PC, so I can branch out and find something better.
Well, when you get your PC, hey man, the games that I recommend, I definitely recommend Automobilista 2. I recommend Race Room because it's free to play. And not only that, they just did a graphics update. So Race Room actually looks pretty good. I did a stream on Race Room, I think about a month ago, if you want to go back and check that out. ACC, you're gonna deal with some idiots on ACC, but I will say that the PS5 version of ACC, they're even bigger idiots, because some of those guys are actually using a controller instead of a racing wheel, so you're dealing with people who just don't know how to race. But ACC's always going on sale. I mean, just recently, I think ACC was on sale for $12. There's Rensport. You know, it's an open beta now. The VR is working now, but unfortunately, the VR players are still locked out of the online races. So at this point, you can only do time trials and just like hot laps and stuff like that in VR on Rensport. If you want to go into the daily races on Rensport, you'll have to do it flat screen.
Said. Yeah, I've raced ACC on PS5. It's just as bad as GT7.
Yep. So yeah, I recommend, I definitely recommend Automobilista 2. I recommend Race Room. If Le Mans Ultimate doesn't go belly up, I recommend Le Mans Ultimate. I like the potential of Rensport, but it's, from a VR perspective, it's too early for me to say what I think is going to be like, but I like the potential of Rensport. So I do dive into Rensport every now and then and do some hot laps, because I love the way that Porsche sounds on Rensport. I absolutely love the way it sounds. The physics, I kind of like the physics of Rensport, because I turn in better lap times with Rensport. The biggest...
Said. Thank you, I will be checking all of those out.
Yeah, definitely. Now, be warned with iRacing, if you decide to go that route, that it is a subscription. You have to, I think it's like $15 a month to race online. And the content is expensive. One car might cost you $10 on iRacing, and one track could cost you $15. The recent DLC for Rensport was actually pretty expensive too. I think there was like, 30, I think it was like $30, $40, and $60, because it was in tiers. There was the there's the Nordschleife and a token for 2 future cars for $40. Then the second tier, oh, I'm sorry, I think that was $30. The second tier, I think, was $40. Nordschleife, a token for 2 cars, and a livery. No, it was a special Rensport edition Porsche. And then the $60 tier was like Nordschleife, I think a token for 3 future cars. The Rennsport Edition Porsche with a special type of livery where the livery's like changing colors and patterns and stuff like that. So yeah, what I mean, that's back-to-back races where guys did dirty shit to me on GT7, and even though I'm still talking in a civilized tone, I am absolutely furious on the inside. This was the reason why I had also walked away from Forza Motorsports 7. Because they're dirty over there too. Forza, the current Forza, I haven't raced it enough online to say whether they're dirty or not, because I don't like the force feedback on Forza. But I'd imagine they're dirty over there. It's just a matter of, I'd imagine it probably comes down to not ACC, but
Hey Mad said, yeah, I don't like ending my racing evening, Mad. LOL.
I don't like ending my evening mad either. The problem is that I'm so mad that if I go into another race, I'll probably do even worse. Races like that, you become enraged, and racing with sim race or even real life racing, if you let your mind get clouded by being pissed off, if you miss your brake marker but the slightest because you're so busy being mad, you could end up flying right off the track. Like you have to stay focused. I'm already mad. If I go into another race and I get knocked off the track again, I'm going to be seeing red, you know. Although I wouldn't do it, I would be mad enough where I feel like I'm ready to flip over tables. Yeah, GT7's definitely got some scumbags in there. Well, at least I was able to get a decent race with the Ford GT. Let me see, tomorrow, you know, on Sundays I normally do community races with the Graybeard Gamer. We usually do that every Sunday around 8:30. If we do it tomorrow, that could be the day that I finally stream it, because I normally just jump in and don't stream it, but yeah, tomorrow could be the day that I stream it. We have some pretty good races over there. Everybody respects each other. The race is clean, and we're all talking in the Discord too, so definitely no, like, as far as the group that knows each other, no dirty racing. Every now and then we'll get some outsiders who will join the lobby, and they'll do something stupid, but for the most part our races are pretty clean, pretty competitive. So well, let's go open one of these pathetic roulette tickets. Oh, the oil's worn on this car, so I got to take it to the shop to get the oil changed. As if that's going to save the world. Yeah, that NSX was too slow. I can't go back to that car. The McLaren that I was driving, as well as that Ford GT, if I get it to the slipstream, it was fast enough to keep up with the other cars. That's still a slick looking car though. I got two of these cars?
Said, does Lemon's Ultimate have GT3 as well?
The GT3s are supposed to be coming. Because I bought the season pass. And the season pass is supposed to come to us in 4 parts. We already got the first part, where they gave us a Mola, and they gave us the Lamborghini hypercar. And then the second part of the DLC, we just got that a couple of weeks ago. We got Circuit of the Americas, and we've got the Alpine hypercar, and I guess a privateer hypercar, like the I think it's called the Insulta Franceschi or something like that. And then the next update, I don't know what track we're going to get. It'll probably be Qatar, but we're supposed to start getting the GT3s, and I think their plan was to we're supposed to get 7 GT3 cars, and we were supposed to get them by the end of the year, but I don't think it's going to happen by the end of the year. I think we'll get some of them by the end of the year, but I don't think we'll get all of them. I suspect that maybe the next DLC will come out next month or in December, and then I suspect the final piece of the 2024 season pass, I'd imagine that we will get that in probably around February. So don't get me wrong. In the other another reason, one of the reasons why I don't see a bunch of bullshit with Le Mans Ultimate, I think in the GT3 class, technically by rule, the GT3s, the GTEs do not have anti-lock brakes. So if you slam on the brakes too hard, it will be much easier to lock up the wheels. So when the GTE class on Le Mans Ultimate, people race civilized. Unfortunately, as much as I love Le Mans Ultimate, I do think that when we get to GT3s, people are going to start doing dumb shit, because the GT3s will have anti-lock brakes. So you will have people waiting until the absolute last minute to hit the brakes, and then they're going to slam on the brakes. And if they miss their brake marker, basically people are going to try dive bombing. When we get to GT3s, people are going to start dive bombing on Le Mans Ultimate. So it'll be cool to get to GT3s, but in some sense, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm wondering if I should give it one more shot before I go to bed. Let's try this.
Amen. Said. Sounds good. You need to change the oil on that McLaren as well.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Here, I got to put my headset on because the camera, as well as my pedal cam, and that overlay up in the corner is blocking some of the menus. So I got to put this headset on so I can navigate my way to the shop and get the oil changed. Even though it doesn't look dirty, I guess we might as well give it a wash while we're at it. Looks exactly the same. Oh well, but at least I know it got washed. All right, this is going to be the last race of the night. Win, lose, or draw. It is starting to get cold. Yeah, the Ford had enough, the Ford had long enough legs to keep up with the other cars on the straights. That Honda did not. This McLaren is a little bit of a mixed bag. So, fact of the matter is that whenever I hit my lines and got a good exit, the Ford, the Ford GT was okay. My cousin lives in Phoenix. The weather here in Grand Rapids, It's like mid 50s in the morning. Afternoon is just kind of a toss-up. Mid 70s, low 80s.
Next weekend.
Against Green Bay, what? Green Bay and Cardinals? Okay.
Amen. Said, she's a die-hard Packers fan.
Ah. She probably like that Brett Favre stench. I got you. too late to hit the brakes. Alright, let's see if we can register for this race yet. Alright, starts in 1 minute. So I will register for this race and then grab a quick drink. I know the meta car on here is the Supra. I mean, it seemed like damn near every one of these Group 3 races, people are either using the Nissan GT-R or the Supra. Okay, I will be right back. Ah. I had to grab a quick slice of pizza too. Feels like an eternity waiting for these 8 minutes. Excuse me. Just going through and clicking on YouTube videos for save later. Trying to stay on top of this crazy Ubisoft stuff. So much time we got? 5 minutes. All right.
I'm actually so
Oops.
GoryGlory0209 said, "Did the stream crash? Sorry, had to step out."
No, the stream didn't crash. I'm just sitting around waiting for the next race to start. I was gonna leave, but I decided I didn't want to end the night on a bad note. So I decided I'll do one more race, win, lose, or draw. And it just so happens that after I got done practicing, it was still like 15 minutes away from registration. And then once you register, you still got to wait another 15 minutes. So essentially, you know, it's been about a half-hour wait. But looks like we should be ready to go here really, really soon. Okay, let's saddle up. All right, 15 seconds. All right, let's go. Look at this. Unbelievable. Jesus. I'm just glad I didn't get a penalty for hitting the wall. Same old pinball shit. Oh well. I knew it was coming. I knew the retaliation was coming. These people in this game is pathetic. Idiot dive bomber.
Said GT7, the real children driving simulator.
You got that right. The real microtransaction simulator as well.
Great tantrum. Said these people are cringe.
Yeah, terrible.
Town on PS5. Why should they keep the penalty system in check? Great tantrum. Said. No competition. Great tantrum. Said. Yeah, there is ACC but PT aren't even worried or concerned it seems.
They're idiots on ACCs too. This is a 20 Newton meter wheel, and I probably got it set at 60%. Not to mention you can feel all the bumps and curves in the road too. Yeah, this wheelbase is strong enough to break your hands. No, that.
And family, all right.
I'm in Michigan. We don't get hurricanes here. We get nasty weather in the winter, but we don't get hurricanes. He was waiting to take me out. That sucked. But naturally, dirty racing. It's because of that type of bullshit that I'll never get out of the B class, having to deal with these dirty drivers. I don't have enough pace to outrun them, so I'm just stuck down here with these scumbags.
Great Tantrum said, they can shamelessly ram you and it is still your fault.
Yeah, and you still get hit with penalties and stuff. It sucks. It all right, let me take my headset off. It also doesn't help that I refuse to use the Metacars. Every track on here has a Metacar, and I refuse to use it. I'm a person that just likes to stick with a car and try to learn to master that car. And when I get to a track where I'm not that good, I'll just have to either, learn to overcome it or don't race that track at all. But a lot of times, I just refuse to use the Metacars. On Le Mans Ultimate, the Ferrari in the GTE class was the Metacar. I refused to use it. I was using the Corvette. On this game, it seems like the Supra and the Nissan GT-R are not just Metacars for certain tracks. They're just Metacars across the board. I refuse to use them. Now, if I were to use those cars, I don't know, maybe I could possibly shave a second off of my lap time, and it would make me more competitive. I refuse to use the Metacar, and I refuse to be dirty. So I guess I don't know, unless I do something drastic, I guess my fate is sealed to be stuck in the mud with these B-class racers. She's been live like, damn, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm about ready to call it a night or call it a morning. It's 3:15 a.m. here, and watch a little YouTube and get caught up on the latest gaming news and whatnot. And so tomorrow, just play it by ear. See what happens. Because I can tell you one thing today and feel something else tomorrow. So just play it by ear, see what happens. And we will go from there. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. And we will catch you all soon. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. See you soon, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the conversation all night.